Awesome. All right. Looks like we got winners quarters here. Machiavelli versus Boring Man. So let's see. I think these guys played pretty recently, with Boring Man getting the upper hand. Machiavelli just recently coming back into the scene after a kind of a long break. Really glad to have him back. But doing pretty well. Got second at a recent balcony with a pretty good amount of PR players. Venom, Sneeze, and some other hard hitters were there. So he was doing pretty well. Hasn't lost much of his step, which is always cool to see. Machiavelli as a player, you know, he's kind of a pioneer of Ivysaur in a lot of ways. Just, you know, he was one of the first, like, big name. He was like the go-to Ivysaur back in the day, you know, and even still, you know, he's probably the biggest one. I would imagine. Not going to many nationals recently, so he's kind of fallen out of the spotlight, but you know, still doing well in Socal, so it's indicative of something. Socal's a pretty hard region. But now we're just waiting around for Mach to get back. There he is. And tomorrow we have our Socal Arcadian. I'm pretty excited for that. If none of you guys know what the Arcadian is, everybody can enter except for ranked players. So it's going to be super hype. We have like 100 entrants. But for right now, let's get into this match. So I think Machiavelli is going to probably opt to be more defensive. Usually that is how Ivysaur plays anyways, you know, taking advantage of his her large hitboxes. But even furthermore, having great aerial drift is really good at baiting people into a false sense of security and then punishing them on shield or keeping them stuck in shield until they get to a point where they do get caught by those vines. And right now we're going to see Boring Man try to get in on those exact hitboxes. Meta Knight being very fast, having very large hitboxes for his size. I think he'll be able to have great tools to be able to do just that. And I think Mach's going to opt for a lot of that false pressure, a lot of waiting, because he knows that, you know, just throwing things out is not going to be enough against Parker Boring, aka Boring Man. He's gonna have to do some waiting. He's gonna have to do some psyching out, because it's definitely not gonna be safe in this matchup. Oh, accidentally F smashes the wrong way, or maybe just a misinput in general. But Boring Man reacting to that pretty fast, actually, and just getting that stock. Nice crouch cancel. Crouch cancel being a very powerful tool for Ivy. A lot of her neutral really relies on that. Even if you get in on Ivy, a lot of her strength is that no matter what move you hit her with, she's going to hit you back, and she's going to hit you back harder and get you into a combo. So you'll see Mach a lot of the time, he's going to be wave dashing around in that crouch, or the mix-up being just going for it, you know, going aggressive, which is why I really like to watch Mach as a player, because he does go for the, you know, his neutral is mostly like that crouch defensive option, but he also goes for the offensive mix-ups as well, which is what you really need to be a top player. Warman kind of running away from this though. Mach needs to finish up this stock like pretty soon, and there it goes. Boring Man taking his time, Mach with a cross-up, but gets grabbed a little bit too close, and we're in a tech chase situation. It's going to go for the ledge, get a healthy punish. Ivysaur having problems coming down, so Boring Man's going to really like it when he puts Ivysaur up on those platforms. And in general, just putting him up in the air is going to be his best option, which is why Boring Man has been opting for those down tilts in neutral. And Cape? No, maybe he can't get it. Ivysaur is really good at jumping out of those of combos, and oh my gosh, reading the tech there, that was fantastic. That might have covered the tech away too. I couldn't really tell, but Meta Knight's tech rolls are not great, so it is definitely a possibility that he got caught. Ooh, nice down tilt mix-ups. A lot of the time you'll see Mach do. Ooh, that was scary. You'll see Mach do a lot of down tilt on shield, and then he'll wait, and then down tilt again, and then wait, and pretty much at infinitely he'll just do that. And it's a really interesting mix-up, because if he gets you with the bulb, it sets up to a combo. So it's a really dangerous situation for anybody to be in. It's super vital to Ivysaur's game, and that was a really sick B reverse up B. Ooh, able to catch him off that nair. This is going to be real hard for Mach to come back from. And he goes for the fake out, but Meta Knight can cover that. Oh, and I think Parker messing up with that roll up. He definitely didn't want to do that. And I think Machiavelli just quitting out there, knowing there's not really a chance that I'm going to be able to squeeze this game out. You know, even if I do get a combo on him, he's probably going to be able to just hit me out of it. So just go on to next game, refresh my neutral, refresh my mind, and hopefully, you know, not get too bad into a mentality. I know a lot of players, you know, when they get beat on, they do start playing worse. So maybe Machiavelli knows that about himself. Oh, interesting neutral. Huh. I'm trying to figure out what the mix-up for that is. Boyman maybe just not willing to go in there. He just wants Mach to throw out a move. You know, he'll wait all day for that move. So if Mach is just doing nothing, then it makes it easier for Machiavelli just to catch him. But of course, that's a really scary line of play, because if you do nothing, nothing's protecting you. You know what I mean? Just your opponent not hitting you. But that's kind of what you have to do a lot of the time. And Mach showing it off there at the beginning of this game, that was really interesting. Ooh, catching him with that cape. The follow-ups Meta Knight has into that cape are innumerable, but Mach finding that nice up air, very powerful kill move, and Meta Knight is going to die kind of soon off of that. And with this low ceiling, it's even more so. Yeah, Mach's going to have a hard time stopping Parker, Boring Man, during these low percents. He's just going to get crouch canceled a lot of the time, and Meta Knight having those long hitboxes, a lot of the time, what Ivysaur can do is she can hit people sliding in, because, you know, when you dash, you do slide a little bit, but once you get hit, that momentum is kind of stopped. So Ivysaur can kind of stop that, but if you have a long hitbox that can just trade, and it's a combo starter, that's going to be hard to stop. He's going to have to get some grabs or some stray aerial fade backs maybe. The down tilt's going to be hard to land, unless maybe he gets the bulb, which knocks Parker up and probably has more hit stun, I imagine. And Parker's plan of just like being more aggressive and punishing these moves is working out really well. But Machiavelli with his combo now, let's see what he can do with it. He gets the ledge, that's going to end that. Now he's above him, which is a really bad place to be. Definitely does not want to be there. Definitely does not want to be off stage, but he catches him with the back air. Oh, I don't know if that could have reached if he did it properly. But regardless, good stuff to Mach. I think he might have just been able to hold ledge there, but maybe he just wasn't sure. Just short on the Vine Whip, that sucks. Or that's probably not Vine Whip, huh? That's probably something else, but up B. The up B. I bet the down tilt's probably Vine Whip. Trying to end the stock as quickly as he can there with a Solar Beam. Doesn't want that extra percent. He just wants to... He wants to be at 0% when Parker is at 0%, when Boring Man's at 0%, because that way he can crouch cancel similarly to the way that Boring Man does. But if he's at high percent and Boring Man is at low percent, it's going to be really hard. So Machiavelli, just knowing that down throw into cape, it's going to get him a lot of the time. Machiavelli shaking his head. He's not liking where it's going. It looks like he's having a real hard time against Parker's crouch cancel. His crouch cancel down tilts really giving Mach the business. Yeah, he just can't really find space against Meta Knight. He's having a lot of trouble. Parker shielding where he needs to, you know, He's being really crispy on his dashes, you know, dashing out of shield when he needs to, which is really important for a matchup like this. If you get hit on shield and you're not quick at dashing out, you're going to be wasting frames that you could use to get in on Ivysaur, and Parker doing a brilliant job of that. But also just using that crouch cancel, fully abusing it, and just punishing these moves that Mach is throwing out have a lot of lag. Going for the cape there. Might have been a misinput, not really sure. Ooh, bad spacing on that fair there. Catching him with the second hit of the down tilt. Maybe Parker tried to buffer roll out of the first hit. So again, this is a hard position. Machiavelli's going to have to get a hard read or confirm to avoid this crouch cancel percent. Just a bit short. We're going to get a fresh stock here. Ooh, great follow-ups and the crouch to cover the get-up attack. Great stuff by Boring, man. That's exactly what you want to do in a tech chase situation. Ooh, interesting. Maybe meant to forward smash, or maybe he was reading the jump. Like the jump in nair or something like that. Able to get out of that edge guard situation, but Mach again at high percents. It's going to be really hard to avoid Meta Knight in these situations where he's above. Missing the solar beam again. Machiavelli just saying, that's it. I'm not going to be able to clutch that out. You know, I have a bad mentality. I'm missing the things that I want to hit. I'm just gonna save myself the grief and quit out. You know, maybe get to thinking about it sooner. Alright, so it sounds like we might be getting Aion versus Sneeze. And joining me here, I have a young god from Colorado?
The young god, yeah.
Colorado,
yeah,
right? Yeah, okay, cool.
How you doing, Quand?
Pretty good. You're you tag Monk, right?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.